Hello everyone, if you are new to my channel, welcome. I'm Marguerite. Appreciate you guys tuning in today. You can tell by the title of this video, this is my skincare prep before my makeup application. So I just think that skincare prep is just so important before a good makeup application, and it can make such a big difference. You guys have no idea. If you take the proper steps to really prep your skin, then your makeup application is gonna be flawless. So these are just my little tips and tricks. You guys gotta figure out what your skin type is and what works best for your skin, because what works for me may not work for you. This is just what I do, and just a couple of suggestions I have. I have a couple tips that I think can work for anyone, but just keep in mind that if you really take care of your skin, then your makeup is just gonna be beautiful and flawless. So I think it goes hand in hand, and I think the skincare prep is never really talked about and gets skipped a lot. So let's get started, and I'm going to demonstrate how I use the certain products as well. So you'll also see me without makeup on, so get ready. So number one, first thing I do before anything, which might be a little obvious, is wash your face. I like to use a super gentle face wash in the morning. The one I'm currently using is this Gentle Cream Wash by Rodan & Fields from their Soothe line, which is their sensitive skincare line. I actually just got a bunch of Rodan & Fields products because I'm testing their products out for the next 2 months. So if you have ever been curious about Rodan & Fields, stay tuned, because I will have a full review, a 2-month test review for you in 2 months on some of the products I've been using. So first thing I'll do is wash my face. Now you might not think that's important, but that's the number one most important step. Why? You might think you have nothing on your face, so why do you need to wash it? But when you sleep, some of you may sweat. I do. I sweat throughout the nighttime. Sometimes I have some heated dreams and I just get worked up and start sweating. I don't know. You roll around a lot on your pillowcase. You rub your face all over your pillowcase. I mean, you're doing this for like 6 to 8, however long you're sleeping, that many hours. And you can pick up bacteria from your pillowcases, because I doubt you guys are washing your pillowcases every week. I mean, I'm not. So you can pick up a lot of dirt and bacteria from your pillowcase, which is just on your face first thing when you wake up. So it's just good to wash that off. Another thing, if you use oils, which I use a lot of oils the night before, you really want to wash those off first thing in the morning, because you don't want oils on your face in the morning, and you don't want to come in contact with the sun with oils on your face. They're very healing and soothing for your skin in the PM when you're in the darkness of your bedroom, but you need to wash those oils off first thing in the morning, because the sun can break down those oils and it can actually cause more aging in the AM. It's totally fine in the PM as long as you wash it off first thing in the morning, and just a good old face wash will get it all off. So that's important. It's just good to wash off your previous skincare the night before, because they're not active anymore in the morning anyways. So you just kind of want to refresh your skin. It kind of gets your pores going, and it can exfoliate a little and just really help makeup application. So number one, wash your face. Just do it. Number two, I recommend a serum. That's just for anti-aging benefits. So I always like to go in with a vitamin C serum in the morning, because I find that they're very preventative. Vitamin C can actually act as a booster for your sunscreen. So those two are a killer combo, and they will just really help protect your skin from sun damage if you're going outside or going out in the sun. Even if you're going outside, it can help protect from environmental pollutants and just stuff in the air that can clog your pores and just kind of age you. So I love going in with the Skinceuticals CE Ferulic Acid. So this is a L-ascorbic acid, and ferulic acid is just a powerful duo. And again, it acts as a booster for my sunscreen. So I'm just telling you, I think it's good to next apply a serum, preferably a hydrating serum, especially vitamin C, because vitamin C can help tighten your pores a little and shrink your pores, which is good for makeup application. And then on top of that, I apply a hyaluronic acid, which is just like a booster and just an extra hydrator that's really gonna help seal it in. So I just got this as a sample when I bought this Skinceuticals product. So this is the Hydrating B5 Gel, and a great dupe and something I alternate with is the Ordinary Hyaluronic Acid. And that's just gonna plump your skin and add moisture into your skin, because there's nothing worse than having dry, flaky skin before you go in with your makeup application. Makeup is not forgiving, and if you don't have a good, smooth, clean canvas, makeup is just gonna maximize your lines, your pores, and your dry skin. So hyaluronic acid is great at plumping up any lines, especially if you have a lot of wrinkles. This is definitely good for that. Matrixyl is also good for that. You could even get like a wrinkle filler, but that's kind of what this does, because it's just gonna help add moisture into your skin and plump your skin, which helps it not look so dry, which helps the lines not be as noticeable. So it'll plump up the lines. So this is a great smoothing option. And then I like to go in with my Squalane oil, which I know an oil might sound scary to you and like it sounds way too greasy. I think that is one of the biggest misconceptions out there. Squalane is a very clear, thin, fast absorbing oil. It's nothing like olive oil or rosehip seed oil or any type of thicker oil that I would tend to apply in the PM. Like squalane is just very sheer and it's very fast absorbing. You won't be left with any greasy residue. So the reason I do this is it just really helps seal in. It is a tad thicker than my previous products, so it will just help seal those products in. And it's an incredible moisturizer. So I have very dry, dehydrated skin. So this is just something I can't skimp. Even when I do these products, I just don't feel complete until I have my squalane because it's just so hydrating and so plumping. So that's just another good suggestion. This is by The Ordinary. It's like $7 or $8. So this is an incredible one I recommend. It's just gonna help hydrate your skin even more and create a smooth surface. Next is my moisturizer, and I have 3 different moisturizers that I will use depending on the occasion. So give me a chance to explain before you think I'm crazy. Just for every day, like, you know, I'm not going anywhere, or maybe I'm just going to the gym or just got out of the gym and I don't have any event makeup, but maybe I just want like a tinted moisturizer and a little bronzer and a little concealer just to look like I'm a little put together, you know, then I'll apply this by The Ordinary. It's pretty much gone, but this is their natural moisturizing factors plus hyaluronic acid. This is a really good sheer but hydrating moisturizer. It's not greasy, it's oil free, and it's very fast absorbing. I just like how thin this is. This could be great for any occasion. This could be your only moisturizer and that's that, but I'm just a kook, so I have a couple other options. This is by Algenist, the Sublime Defense Anti-Aging Blurring Moisturizer with SPF 30. So this has the SPF built into it, which is great. This is more of my late afternoon PM moisturizer. So if I want to wash my face before I'm about to get ready for a wedding or a night out or an event, then this is usually the moisturizer I go to depending on the time of year. This is more my fall winter moisturizer because it is so thick. And this is also great if you have redness. This has a pink color to it, so I find that this really just blurs out any redness I have on my face. It really does its job by blurring out imperfections. It's thick. This is way thicker than this, but I like this just because it will mask redness and it just prevents like a nice barrier to protect my skin from the foundation and following makeup I'm about to apply. And then the third option is this Clinique Pore Refining Solutions, the Stay Matte Hydrator. And this is sometimes I'll even apply underneath this. I just like that this really helps blur out my lines or any weird texture or redness. So this is really good for oily skin. Whereas this is more for dry, dehydrated skin. This is the oily skin pick. So this is by Clinique. This will really help keep you matte for hours. It's very sheer. You can see how thin that is. And it just blends out so nicely. So if you have oily skin and your primer's not cutting it, then I highly recommend that you definitely apply this because this will just help suck up any excess oil and help be a great booster for any mattifying primer you apply after that. The last step after moisturizer is sunscreen. I know some of you might have sunscreen built into your moisturizer, which is fine, but if you're outside all day or outside a lot more, I would recommend actually applying an actual sunscreen in addition because this just doesn't protect you as much. Sometimes the sunscreen in the product just gets kind of diluted and it's not as protective. So the one I'm currently using is by Rodan & Fields. Again, I'm testing out all the Rodan & Fields skincare, so that's why I have this. And this is their mineral sunscreen, which is even better because mineral sunscreens are great under makeup. They're very sheer. I know some of you might be turned off because sunscreen is so thick and leaves a white cast, but a mineral sunscreen is a very thin, sheer sunscreen, so it's a great option. And sunscreen can actually be a great primer before your foundation. This one looks white, but it blends out pretty sheer. So this has titanium dioxide 2% and zinc oxide 12%. Zinc oxide is what is going to give you that white cast, which turns a lot of people off. And honestly, I'm okay if it gives a little white cast because I have such redness undertones that I find that it just cancels it out and it gets covered by my foundation and following products. So this is just a really good sheer option. La Roche-Posay, which you can get at CVS, has a really good mineral sunscreen. That is another good option. And then you also want to apply your eye cream. You can do this any part of your skincare step. Usually I do it after my serum before my moisturizer, but sometimes I forget, sometimes I do it after my moisturizer. If there's anything I would not want you to skip, if I could pick my top 3 things, because I know this might be a lot that I'm throwing at you. 1, wash your face. 2, apply sunscreen. And 3, apply your eye cream. Okay, those are just the best anti-aging tips I can give you. This again is by Rodan & Fields, a Redefine Multifunction Eye Cream. Use whatever eye cream you have. You can get one at the drugstore, whatever. This is very creamy. I personally love creamy eye creams. So you might be thinking, why would you apply eye cream before makeup? Doesn't that cause more creasing? And that is false. I think that is one of the biggest misconceptions with applying eye cream. Eye creams actually will prevent your eyes from creasing. If your under eye area is very dry, that means that whole area is just doesn't have any moisture. So when you don't have moisture, your lines are going to be way more pronounced. You are going to see every little line the drier your skin is. So if you don't ever apply moisturizer under there, your skin's going to look super dried out and those lines are gonna show, and then you're gonna apply concealer and it's gonna have nothing to stick to. So every little line, your lines are just gonna show so much more. So then, say you apply concealer to a very dry area because you think that's what's gonna prevent creasing, your concealer is gonna have nothing to stick to and it's just gonna separate. The lines are gonna show through, it's gonna get in those lines. So if you apply an eye cream, again, that's gonna plump those wrinkles and fill in those lines so that your concealer has a very smooth canvas to go on. I also think you don't wanna apply a lot of powder under your eye area and set the concealer because it's just gonna dry it out. I found that so many powders dry out my under eye area, which can cause more creasing and makes you look older. It can age you. It can make you look older than you are. I mean, you can lightly dust a very hydrating powder. So for example, I apply a very hydrating eye cream every day. Don't get me wrong, I have lines. Everyone has expression lines and stuff, and I have some crow's feet already. And so I found that when my eye area is more dry, that I crease. I noticed I just was creasing, my under eye area was dry. I was using like a serum type eye cream, which was actually sucking up the moisture from under that area. So when I switched to a more hydrating eye cream and a very thick, creamy eye cream, I noticed, I mean, you can apply just a tiny little amount. You don't want like excess, but I noticed that my concealer just went on a lot more smooth and I had no creasing. But when I did my sister's makeup for her Tinder date, that's in a tutorial, I noticed she was creasing like crazy and her under eye area was just so dry, and she's 4 years younger than me. So someone younger should not be creasing, you know? So I found out her skin's just very dehydrated and she doesn't apply eye cream and hardly takes care of it. I think she is now because I had a really serious talk with her about that. But I find that when that eye area is dry, it's going to crease. So that is a great tip, and that's why this is such a great primer for concealer, because it will just plump your lines and just help create a very smooth canvas for your concealer and under that eye area. So definitely apply that. And then these two are just 2 little secrets of mine that I always do before I apply foundation. And I think that these are just good little tricks for flawless makeup application and just to help your skin look better than it is. Even if you have bad skin, you can easily fake it, trust me. Number 1 for me is a color correcting primer. This is by Algenist, which is a very good scientific brand. I like when makeup has a more scientific approach because, you know, it's gonna really help with redness. This has color correcting little beads in it that when you rub your hands together, it breaks up the beads and helps distribute the color correcting properties all over your face. I find that this really helps with redness and it really helps brighten my skin. And then secondly is this Becca Backlight Priming Filter. And this is just beautiful. This is like an angel in a bottle. I think this should be mandatory in everyone's routine, whether you have oily skin or dry skin. So if you have oily skin, just apply it onto your cheekbones and the perimeter of your face. You can avoid this area. But this is just so finely milled. This doesn't have sparkles in it. It just has the most beautiful creamy sheen to it. It just helps blur out any imperfections and just helps your skin look so angelic. Like if you want to go to the gym and want to look good but don't want like makeup on, you could just apply this over your face or even to your cheekbones and apply a little highlighter on top, and it will just look like you have the most beautiful, healthy, dewy, naturally glowing skin. So this is just a good little secret. It's a great primer under makeup and it just helps smooth out your skin. I usually apply this every time before my makeup application and it just really helps your skin look beautiful and so healthy. It's just a great step, I think, before foundation as well. So yeah, those are my two little primer secrets. I always like to color correct, and then this just will help blur out any lines and helps fill in my pores and just helps smooth out my face. When you go in with different serums and creams and steps, it's just gonna help plump up your lines and fill in your lines so that your makeup goes on more smoothly. So you're only doing good rather than harm. And it depends what products you're using. I mean, there are some products you can't really pile on top of each other. You just gotta figure out what works for you, but I still think skincare is just so important. That's why I wanted to make a video about it and talk about it really quick. So please leave a comment below. Let me know what you do as your skincare prep for makeup. I would love to hear what you guys do, and let me in on any secrets you guys have. Come on, we can only help each other out here. Let me know if you have any questions for me. I would be happy to answer them, and I hope that you guys found this video helpful. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I really appreciate your support, you guys coming on to my channel, and any of you who watch my videos. It really means a lot to me. So I hope that you guys have a great day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!